I never thought a piece of paper could break my heart. When my son, Daniel, stopped returning my calls, I told myself he was just busy, new job, new wife, new life. But weeks turned into months, and the silence grew louder than any words could have been. So one quiet Sunday morning, I sat at my kitchen table, the smell of fresh coffee and rain drifting through the open window, and I wrote him a letter. Not a text, not an email, a real letter, in my neatest cursive, just like my mother taught me. I told him about the garden blooming again, about his father's old watch finally ticking after I got it fixed. I told him I missed him, that I was proud of him, that I loved him more than he could ever know. I even slipped in an old photo, him at 5 years old, covered in chocolate cake, grinning with both front teeth missing. I thought maybe it'd remind him where he came from. When I dropped it in the mailbox, I felt lighter. I thought surely when he read it, he'd call. But a week later, my neighbor's daughter, she works at the post office, stopped by and said softly, "Miss Evelyn, I saw something I think you should know." She hesitated, then told me she'd seen Daniel at the counter, tossing my envelope into the trash, unopened. For a long time, I just sat on the porch, staring out at the rain-soaked yard. I didn't cry right away. I just went quiet. That night, I made his favorite dinner anyway, meatloaf and mashed potatoes out of habit. The empty chair at the table seemed heavier than ever. But as the days passed, something shifted in me. I realized I'd spent so much time waiting for him to remember me that I'd forgotten how to live for myself. So I wrote another letter, but not to Daniel. This one was to me. I wrote about the things I still wanted to do: visit the farmer's market on Saturdays, repaint the porch swing, start that book club I always talked about. I signed it Love, Mom, and pinned it to my fridge. Weeks later, I started doing every single thing on that list. And then one morning I heard a knock. It was Daniel, looking older, softer, like life had humbled him. He held a crumpled, opened envelope. "My letter," he said quietly. "I'm sorry, Mom. I didn't know how to face you, but I read it. Every word." I didn't say much, just hugged him. Not because I'd forgotten the pain, but because love, once given, never truly disappears. Now, every Sunday, I write another letter, sometimes to him, sometimes to me, because words, even the ignored ones, still have power. And this time, I make sure they're always read.